You may be seated. Before we continue, I would ask the parents of the bride, do Chelsea and Nick have your blessing upon their marriage?
They do.
And of the groom's family, is it also with your blessing that today they become husband and wife?
Yes, it is.
In that case, you two can feel free to hold hands if you'd like. Dear family and friends, we are gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Chelsea and Nick. The location of this ceremony was an important consideration for our bride and groom. They chose to be wed here on Long Island instead of in New Mexico to ensure that as many of you as possible could attend. They wanted very much to have their ceremony outside. In nature, they find a sense of peace and calm, away from the day-to-day, where the natural rhythm of life replenishes the spirit. Nature has always inspired a connection to something larger than us. In nature, the only thing constant is change, and yet there is a pattern, a purpose, cycles of ebb and flow and parallels to our own growth. Love and marriage itself are undoubtedly an inspiring force of nature, because when we love, it brings us closer to the best of what we have within ourselves and within the world around us. Like that ebb and flow of the tides, it has been said that marriage is falling in love over and over again with the same person. And how Chelsea and Nick will continue to accomplish this, well, that'll be up to them. Because every marriage is as unique as the individuals that it joins. Yet the ideals of love and home and family, these are as universal as time itself. And the desire to spend a lifetime with the one that we love, this transcends the differences of language and culture to speak to the very core of what makes us truly human. Marriage is the sum total of every decision that two people have ever made, even before they met. All of those moments that have left them open to want, to love, to trust, to take another person fully into their care and be loved in the same way in return. This interweaving of spirit, it has the aspect of strength that two join together to become one brings, as well as all of the vulnerability that comes with trusting another human being with all of the intimacies of self that make two people unique and wonderful in one another's eyes. Marriage is a promise that says you will always come first in my life. And although this is an ideal that our bride and groom already live by, there's truly something about being able to make their promises of love and faithfulness publicly that makes their marriage real and brings them more joy than words can express. Today, we speak in terms of ideals, yet this ceremony also has a practical side that will ensure that as the years pass, Chelsea and Nick remain close to one another in spirit. And it is with this in mind that they have chosen to begin by making their promises together. Do you pledge to one another your openness and your honesty, that your love for each other shall be in the foreground of your thoughts always, guiding your actions, and that you will leave no parts of self unknowable to one another? You pledge to continue to love one another wholly and fearlessly, that you will share in each other's laughter and work together to spark creativity and inspire passion in all aspects of your life together. You pledge that you will always be there to comfort, soothe, and heal one another, that you'll stand together when the future is unclear, even that times may change, but your love is constant. And you pledge that your home will always be a place of warmth and welcome, a safe haven and sanctuary to body, mind, and spirit that will sustain and nourish you as you grow into all that is and shall continue to be your life together. Living by these promises that you make today, may your lives be blessed with love and laughter, with wisdom and an abiding sense of wonder. Let's snuggle, be in your natural state. Much better, right? It is not often enough in today's world that we have the opportunity to gather all the people who mean the most to us together in one place. And therefore, Chelsea and Nick would like to thank you all for taking the time and making the journey and for all of the preparations that you have each made on their behalf to ensure that they were surrounded by the love of family and friends as they made their marriage vows. Chelsea and Nick consider themselves blessed and lucky enough to have so many of you willing to make such extraordinary efforts to be here with them. All of you already share a wealth of memories. And for Chelsea and Nick, being able to share the memory of their wedding day with all of you whom they love most in the world is an important aspect of what marriage is all about. For even though some of you may live on a different continent, it is these memories and the chronicling of all the small gestures and emotions that you'll all note in your own way and hold in your hearts for them. This is how the bonds of family and friendship are forged and strengthened. Chelsea and Nick, thank you for your presence here today and for being there for them through each and every moment that it's taken to make this day a reality. As many of you know, Chelsea and Nick have been together for almost 7 years. They met when a mutual friend brought Chelsea to see Nick's band. Nick was unaware at first of Chelsea's interest in him, but with the aid of MySpace, does that tell you how long ago it was? This was a situation that was soon remedied. When Nick caught on, he lured her in with the secret family recipe for homemade pasta sauce. And as they put it, it was love at first bite. In Nick, Chelsea has found someone who shared her love of travel and her adventurous spirit. As a musician, in their words, he was a bit of a badass, with a solitary streak and a penchant for taking long, lonely motorcycle rides by himself. But Chelsea found these qualities to be both intriguing and admirable. Nick, of course, thought that Chelsea was absolutely gorgeous. With her blonde hair and blue eyes, he liked that she shared his passion for music. Her attitude was laid back, and she was fun at the same time. They'd come a long way since those early days, more than even the 5 hours on a plane or 4-day drive to New Mexico would imply. And they attribute the success of their relationship to the fact that they find each other to be, again in their own words, completely awesome. Their easygoing nature and approach to life is a great balance to their sense of adventure. They laugh easily together and share their passions, the latest of which is their own home brewery, by the way. They are the kind of couple who are wise enough to never take the unimportant things in life too seriously, and who have an unshakable belief in the goodness of their future. Marriage in the larger sense has always spoken of family and community, and this ceremony isn't about all the pomp and circumstance that a wedding traditionally inspires. It is about the years of marriage that follow, and about Chelsea and Nick's promise to each and every one of you here. The promise that the person you love will be well cared for. With the important role that both music and family have played in Chelsea and Nick's lives, and the lives of all the people that they love, before we proceed to the ring exchange, I would like to invite Kira, Christine, Sharon, Carly, Kate, and Chris to come forward and play for us at this time.